Have you ever wondered if there's another side to the story? A darker truth about how the British Empire expanded so rapidly? Think about it. An empire that vast, with so many different colonies, there's bound to be more than meets the eye. Well, buckle up, because today we're uncovering 5 shocking secrets that will change the way you see this historical giant. And at the end of the video, I will tell you a dark secret of British Empire that will shiver your spine. Secret 1. The concentration camp catastrophe. Let's start in South Africa during the Boer War in the early 1900s. The Boers were the Africans, people living in South Africa at the time. The British were determined to crush Boer resistance, but their methods were downright cruel. They herded over 100,000 Boer civilians, mostly women and children, into overcrowded camps with terrible sanitation. Imagine, crammed together with little food, clean water, or medical care. These camps became breeding grounds for diseases like measles and dysentery, and the results were devastating. A staggering 28,000 people died. That's more than a quarter of the entire population imprisoned. So, why would a powerful empire resort to such tactics? Was it just about winning the war, or was there something more at play? We'll find out after exploring the next dark secret. Secret 2. The Bengal Famine, a man-made disaster. Now, let's jump across the globe to India in the mid-1800s. A devastating famine swept across the Bengal region, killing millions of people. But here's the shocker. Historians believe British policies directly contributed to the disaster. Britain focused heavily on cash crops, like cotton, which were more profitable than food staples. This meant less food being grown for the people who actually lived there. To make matters worse, the British even exported rice out of India while people were starving. It seems hard to believe, right? Was profit prioritized over human life in this situation? We'll get to that answer, but first, let's see another dark secret unfold. Secret 3. The Amritsar Massacre. Fast forward to 1919 in the city of Amritsar, India. A peaceful protest against British rule erupted, but the response was horrifying. A British commander named General Dyer ordered his troops to fire indiscriminately into a crowd trapped in a walled garden, the Jallianwala Bagh. Imagine families, children, everyone gathered peacefully, only to be met with a hail of bullets. The massacre left hundreds, possibly even thousands, dead. This wasn't just a military action gone wrong. Why did the British react with such brutality? Was it fear of losing control, or something more sinister? We'll explore the motives after the next secret. Secret 4. The shrunken heads of Maori warriors. During the colonization of New Zealand, a disturbing practice emerged: the collection and trade of Maori warriors' preserved heads, known as mokai. These heads were shrunk using a complex process involving boiling, drying, and preserving with tree resin. Imagine the horror. Maori warriors, revered figures in their culture, being defeated, decapitated, and their heads transformed into grotesque trophies. Many ended up displayed in European museums or private collections, a constant reminder of their defeat and a violation of their cultural beliefs. The truly creepy part: some believe the British may have even fueled intertribal warfare among the Maori to acquire more mokai for trade. This darkens the story from opportunistic trophy-taking to potentially manipulating Maori culture for personal gain. Secret 5. The opium trade and the Chinese cannibalism myth. The British Empire's involvement in the opium trade with China is well known. However, a lesser-known dark secret surrounds their tactics. To demonize the Chinese and justify the trade, the British spread rumors of widespread cannibalism in China. The idea of cannibalism was a horrifying prospect for Victorians. By fabricating these stories, the British fueled fear and prejudice against the Chinese, making it easier to force the opium trade upon them. There's no evidence to support the cannibalism claims. This darkens the story from economic exploitation to a deliberate campaign of misinformation and cultural slander. And here comes the spine-shivering secret throughout history. Empires have taken resources from conquered lands. The British Empire was no exception. They went around the world, exploiting resources like rubber from the Amazon rainforest, diamonds from South Africa, and tea from India. These resources fueled British industry and wealth, but at what cost? Did the benefits trickle down to the people whose land and resources were being taken? Did these colonies see any development, or were they simply seen as sources of profit for the British? Stay tuned for the answer and the final dark secret. So, we've unveiled the 6 dark secrets of the British Empire. These events paint a more complex picture of this historical period. The Empire's legacy is a mix of innovation, development, and brutal oppression. Understanding these secrets helps us have a more nuanced view of history. And here are the answers of all the questions. The British likely resorted to these tactics because they were facing a guerrilla war from the Boers. However, this doesn't excuse the inhumane conditions and tragic loss of life. Yes, profit was prioritized. The British were more interested in crops they could sell on the global market than feeding the Indian population they governed. The British feared a full-blown rebellion and reacted with extreme force to try and stomp out any dissent. However, the brutality of the massacre was widely condemned. The British Empire's legacy is a mixed bag. There's no denying the advancements it brought to some parts of the world, but the human cost of its expansion cannot be ignored. These dark secrets challenge us to think critically about the past and its impact on the present. What are your thoughts on these secrets? Did they surprise you? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical explorations that challenge the way we think about the past.